We just saw a trailer for the final season, fifth and final season of Stranger Things that premieres later this month in a three different breakdowns. Volume 1 is November 26th at 8 Eastern, and then Christmas is when the final 3 episodes are airing, and then the finale itself, the final episode, is at 8 Eastern time on New Year's Eve, and Brett Gelman, who plays Murray Bauman, is here. You know, I looked it up because it's just, in this day and age, it's not 5 years for each season. This debuted in the middle of the summer of 2016. This has been around for almost a decade,
no, it's
man.
10 years of, or 8 years of my life.
Right.
10 years of mostly
Existence.
Everybody else's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly
it's
right.
crazy.
Did you, like, how was this presented to you? Just, hey, there's a script, there's a character, there's a role. Like, what was it like when Stranger Things first wound up on your doorstep?
I remember I was shooting a film, Lemon, that I co-wrote with Janixa Bravo, and then that I starred in, and we were filming that, and then Martin Starr, who was he was like, you got to check out. I remember seeing like billboards. I'm like, what's that? And then Martin Starr was like, there's this show, Stranger Things. It's on Netflix. It's amazing. It's insane. It's incredible. And then I watched it that weekend and I binged it. I was like, it blew my mind. And I called my agent and I was like, I have to, like,
so you sought it out, huh?
Yeah. I mean, at that time it was like, I still wasn't in the place of what season 2 of Fleabag and Stranger Things put me in.
Right,
you know,
sure.
It put me put me a little bit up the ladder. So then that was just my agent like calling the casting director, hey, can you bring in Brett Gelman to read for this? And he got me the audition, and I auditioned, and I remember like walking in there, and it was a murky like little scene. It didn't present any information. It was, I think they said he's a conspiracy theorist.
Okay.
That was it.
Which tracks.
Yeah. And so it was it was sort of a monologue scene, and it seemed like he was paranoid. And
was it something that actually wound up in an episode?
No.
Okay. So
No.
Okay.
And I don't even remember exactly what it was, but it was never in an episode.
All right.
And then I did I did it. And I remember like being in the waiting room and seeing this guy who was like, this actor who was like really like into it with like a hoodie up, over his head. And I was like, oh, that guy's going to get it. That guy, because he's a great actor. I knew him. I was like, I know him. He's like he's going to get it. And then I walked in, I did my thing, and then I got it. And I don't think he was supposed to become what he was, but so I'm, you
mean your character is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think like he was supposed to continue on in the way that I have.
Right.
And but the Duffer Brothers.
That's about to say, when you put yourself in the hands of some top-notch producers and writers with vision, and they know where something can go, then obviously your character can go in a different direction than the one that you're trying out for.
Yeah.
Pretty
I
cool,
remember
man.
like when I met Matt and Ross, I was like, he's like, you're Richard Dreyfuss, right? In Jaws, like he's like
I would
that.
go Close Encounters.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because
sort of that too.
And we all know the Spielberg influence behind this
absolutely.
show, and how famously Spielberg wrote the brothers who created this thing. Like, hey, I see what you're doing. I see how you're tipping a cap to E.T. and things like that. Where I guess what he commented that the nighttime scenes were more blue in the sky than dark.
Yeah.
Just like what he used to do back in the day for these types
they bring that in they have their own take on
right.
But are certainly incredibly influenced by him, by John Carpenter, by James Cameron, by Robert Zemeckis, these types of filmmakers. And obviously Stephen King, and so yeah, I mean, then I sort of was like, oh, he's kind of like, he's Richard Dreyfuss, but he's also a little Gene Wilder. He's a little John Candy, and it like started to feel like as it went on, it felt great. I remember in season 3, I was like, so what's the inspo with my storyline in this season? And they're like, I don't know, like Spies Like Us.
Doctor.
It did feel a little bit like that when David and I would be like in the golf cart going through the base. and I was like, and it was cool because it was like some of my, my biggest influences are the SNL movie stars and SNL adjacent movie stars of the 80s. So it was like, oh, well, that's what I can bring to it. In my influence too is Aykroyd, Chevy, Bill Murray, John Candy, Steve Martin, these people.
I love it. Brett Gelman here on the Rich Eisen Show. So obviously I'm not going to ask you to reveal anything, and you did say while we were watching the trailer that everybody's minds are going to be blown by the fifth and final season. So what is the strangest thing of Stranger Things that you've ever done? What is the strangest thing
of past? I'll say of past seasons, the strangest. Sure. I mean, it had to be that karate fight. Was just like it was something that I never thought that I not that I would ever be required to do, because I got big dreams and big aspirations always. Got to shoot for the moon, baby.
You have range, Brett.
Absolutely. I'm classically trained. I am multi-trained in many schools.
Indeed.
And they were like, yeah, you're going to have a karate fight. And I trained for like 3 months, 4 days a week with Taekwondo masters, Simon Rhee and his brother Philip Rhee, who would say, Master Rhee would say, you call me master. And he's like, you know why I tell you that? Because this is a very aggressive art form I'm teaching you. And that balances you so that you don't become a violent a-hole. He didn't say that. He was much more eloquent. And yeah, so that was, and then it was cool to show up, and the stunt guys, they're so amazing. And they see me walking in. They see any actor, they're probably like, okay, let's see what we're going to have to cover up here and all. And I was very prepared, and they were really happy. And then it was just doing this karate fight on stage in this set plane. But also shooting in Lithuania was completely insane during COVID.
That's
like
pretty
being
strange.
in Lithuania in the dead of winter during the pandemic. Very strange.
Makes you question your future on planet Earth.
Just everything gray. Definitely a recipe for a nervous breakdown.
But we're good. We're good.
We got through it.
We did.
And, nobody was hurt. So that's a good thing.
Brett Gelman here on the Rich Eisen Show. Again, Stranger Things premieres the fifth and final season later this month, November 26th at 8 Eastern time. And that's 4 episodes with 4 more to go, split up between volume 2 with 3 episodes on Christmas and then the finale on New Year's Eve. 2 scenes I got to ask you about that you've been in.
Yeah.
One that pops up on my algorithm once a week now, and that's the Other Guys scene that you do with Natalie Zea, the actress.
Yeah.
And she's Christineth. I believe I don't want to mess up her name.
Christineth. Wait, is it Christine? No, it's Christina.
Christineth. I don't want to, again, because I don't want to
Why did I even,
I don't want to upset you.
No, it's Chris. No, you don't. I'll scream.
I mean? So, and Wahlberg and Will Ferrell, you got a backstory here? Did you ad-lib any of this, or what is this?
With that scene,
yes,
that's
sir.
like one giant backstory. You could have made a whole film about those 2 days of filming.
Okay,
it really was just like, and I mean, it was a crazy improv fest. The amount that was left in the ether, I guess. You used to call it the cutting room floor, but in the digital age. But maybe they shot it on film. Could have. Yeah, I mean, it was like 2 of the funnest days I've ever had in my entire life. It was incredible. I mean, that line, when I scream, it's Christineth, you say you get my wife's name right. McKay, I remember, was like, just screamed that like insanity. I mean, that wasn't in the script.
It wasn't.
No, I don't think. No, I mean, a lot of the script was very short, and then I mean, Adam and Will are you know, my older brothers and who very much set the tone of the whole comedy scene that I came up in UCB. I mean, Adam was an original member of the Upright Citizens Brigade in Chicago before the Four joined and brought that to New York and became what they, you know, what it was and what they were. But like, you know, so it was improvisations encouraged on that set in a tremendous way. And I knew that. I knew that going in. I knew that. I mean, I auditioned, you know, obviously auditioned. And so I knew that in the audition too. And I don't think that, like Mark didn't know who I was before that. He's looking at the script. He didn't know that I was coming in as a completely insane person.
You did not?
No.
With the Arnold Palmers and all that?
I just started doing all of that. I think some of that maybe I did in the audition, and I saw Adam dug it, you know. Adam's like very gracious. You know if Adam likes it. He laughs.
Yes.
And so and like Will, I knew because I had done this thing for Funny or Die Presents called 1000 Cats, which was my one-man musical that I've been doing for years at UCB. And HBO hated it. HBO hated it, and Will saved it. Okay. Because the head of Funny or Die at the time, Harper Steele, she was like, the only way we can get this and have it and not slash it down and cut it up or shorten it, because it's like 17 minutes long of me in a unitard and cat ears singing about cats at the Orpheum Theater. They were like, he was like, Will has to call HBO and tell them to back off, and that's what, and that it stays how it is, and that's what Will did. And I had never met Will up until that point. And so we had that, but then Mark was like, what's going on here? And I think Mark thought I was messing with him a lot, you know, and that it was like, who's this guy with like this bit part coming in here, acting like a lunatic? And I think he thought it was like sort of aggressive towards him because we hadn't started talking yet. And then at one point, Adam was like, kiss Mark. Try to kiss Mark. As everybody scurries, you know how everybody scurries and runs out at the end of the scene? Yes. He's like, when that happens, try to grab Mark. He's like, grab Mark and try to kiss him. And I'm like, oh man, I'm going to get my nose broken here. And he like, I tried. And Mark grabs me and lifts me up over his head like I am a paperclip. And this is how strong the man is, was able to make it look like he was throwing me down on the couch. But it was a gently placed, like very Mark gentle placement of me on the couch. Like I was a baby in his arms.
So is there footage of that somewhere that just never made it in the movie?
There's definitely footage of like in the scene where they're in the car and we come out of the bushes running for them. Yes. Adam had me and Natalie crawl alongside the car and pop up to scare them and grab Mark, even though that's not where the scene happens. And I like pop on that, put your hands on my wife's breasts, and grab him. And then Mark again took my head and pushed it into the dashboard without hurting me. I mean, like true strength. And but after I did that, for some reason, I think like, and he saw that I was like myself in between takes. He got very nice to me, and Mark treated me. I mean, Mark was amazing to me. So it was like really like 5 friends. 6 friends, Chris Henchy, like all of us like hanging out and making each other laugh for 2 days. It was a very amazing environment.
The scene is brilliant. I mean, when you scream at him, it's Christineth. You come in my wife's house. You come in my house. You get my wife's name right. And then I think Wahlberg even basically goes, "Man, it's not like he's out loud." So that was
and
so funny.
Like to have Adam McKay and Will Ferrell. I improvised, but also a lot lot was Adam and Will giving me lines.
Oh, like I'm completely
like, hey,
shaven.
Say this
that
and
whole
try
business,
this.
The business of like
I don't
you
remember what the shaven thing was. That could have been an improv, or Adam might have given that to me. It was like one after the other after the other after the, it was amazing. It was just like
it's so great.
It definitely like cleansed me. It was great.
I think that movie is so underrated.
It's amazing.
So underrated. And one other one, speaking of ad-libbing, before I let you go, you, sir, Brett Gelman, are the famed pig parker of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
was that whole scene ad-libbed, other than the fact that you come in and you park a little bit over the line and then off you go with Larry David?
I mean, you had like it's so Alec Berg was directing it, and Jeff Schaffer was like sort of like, you know, running the scene. You know, they were both running the scenes, and I remember, you know, Jeff, you know, it's Berg, Schaffer, Mandel. That's like three of the greatest comedy writers
indeed
of all time. And so Jeff had like an outline, and he would give you like a suggestion of what to say, but then it's also like I'm playing off the man, you know, the king.
Yes.
Like, you know, an entity like no other. Yeah, I mean, like truly, you know, another one of my ultimate comedy heroes. And but there was like, see that? Is that my truck? That's my truck. It was so gigantic, and I couldn't see over the hood. So in the rehearsal, I parked perfectly within the lines and didn't see it. And I'm so nervous. Again, this is like, this is before, you know, I mean, I still get nervous, you know, on a new job, you get nervous until you've settled in. And I'm so nervous. I'm like, you know, I'm with like there's like, it's a very short list here of that this man is on for me, comedy wise. And I'm just like, oh my God. And like I didn't really talk to him. He was like on the phone, and like I was like, "Hey," and like I knew Garland, and Garland was like, "Hey, Larry, this is Brett Gelman, one of the funniest guys coming up right now." And like, and Larry Charles was next to him, and I'm like, "Oh my God, like this is all royalty." And like, and Larry's just on his phone. He goes, "Hey," which like, of course. Yep. I'm a day player. He doesn't want to engage with me. I could be the most irritating person on the face of the earth. So then I get out of the car, and I've hardly spoken to Larry. I think we're about to rehearse the scene, and he's walking up to the car, and he's going, and I'm like, okay, here we go. And he's like, no. You see, you parked perfectly within the lines. I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, see, the whole concept of the bit is that you park outside of the lines, and that's why I get mad at you. I'm like, no, I know, Mr. David. I know, I'm not stupid. I couldn't see over the hood. I'll get it right. And he's like, okay. And like, the other thing was I showed up, and like my license got suspended in college, and like... And I lived in New York, and I never dealt with it, and it became like a mental block. So at this time, living in LA, I still hadn't got my license, and like Schaffer knew that. So I show up, and the first thing that Schaffer says to me is like, "You have a license? You don't have a license, right?" And I was like, "Oh God!" So like, is it people thinking like, "Oh, he doesn't know how to drive anymore?" So I'm sitting in the car, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I've ruined this. This is a disaster. My dream come true. I'm gonna kill myself tonight." I was like, "No, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call up CAA." And I'm going to be like, hey, it was a disaster. The scene's probably going to be cut. And Larry was such a jerk to me. He made me so nervous. I was just going to like throw Larry under the bus. And then I was like, no, stop it. You got to get together here. Come on, you can't throw this away. You can get this back. Wow. And then we went into the first take, and Larry is like, I mean, I'm sure other people have said this, but like, if you know you're doing well with Larry too, because he'll break.
Yes.
And so the moment he broke, at ease.
What'd you break him with?
I don't even remember. It was just like
the line from the scene where I thought you definitely had him is when you said, "How about you stay inside the lines of not being an a-hole," or something like that.
Very possibly. That line was given to me, I remember. Right. That's like one of the lines that Jeff told me to say. But like you get into the, you know, it's cross coverage, and you're getting into,
oh my gosh,
you get into this wave with him of just like living the dream of being on that show and having an argument with the funniest man ever. Dude. And so, like, I mean, and he's just so amazing to, like, he puts you at ease. He really does. It's weird because I don't think he's not somebody you would expect to do that.
Well, it's changed the way I look at the way people park the rest of my life.
Oh, my God.
And Stranger Things just changes the way you watch television. So the 5th and final season of Stranger Things premieres later this month, coming up on November 26th, and keep an eye out for the final episodes on Christmas Day and New Year's Eve. Brett Gelman, what a pleasure to have you back on. Thanks for
you
coming
so
back.
much. Thank you.
Everybody follow this man at Brett Gelman on Instagram.
And my wife's song comes out tomorrow. It's amazing. It's called Take a Chance, Lionette. Check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the whole family doing
The whole
things.
fam's big premiere week for the whole fam.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.